Okay, I like when people come on drinking stuff or eating. I love it. How you doing? Andrea and pause. Okay, let me see. I should take your screen off. Okay, everybody. Good late afternoon. I'm going to start with a little meditation. Let me see. Try to share the screen.
Uh, yeah, do that one.
There we go. Yeah, I move this out the way. There we go. Yeah. Okay. Okay, Lisa, we hear all your meds too. We hear it all. Let me see. Okay. So I got a little agenda. I'm just gonna start off by saying this meditation that I hear a lot at Abundant Faith Church. It's kind of like a ad lib, but I like what it's saying. Saying we are believing God for money in the bank, inheritances, uncommon favor, estates, financial security, checks in the mail, bonuses and scholarships, finding money, and more than enough to give into the kingdom of God. Ashe. Amen.
Amen.
All right, y'all. So I'm going to start
Amen.
off by just thanking everybody for coming. It's been a few weeks since we talked, and a lot of things have happened. Definitely can't wait to give a special announcement and fill you in all on that. But just want to go to capital accounts, and anybody who watches the tape or anybody that's on now who haven't seen their capital account, let me know so I can make sure you got it. But this is how it's supposed to look when you did get it. I think Lisa, I did accept you and Shantari. It should be like everybody on here. Andrea, everybody should have saw it, but let me know if you didn't. And then Andrea, we're gonna change the name to your correct name as well. You can probably do that now. But our accountant is Marcia McKinney. She did this, and she did a pretty good job considering it was all. I emailed her most of the information, and then it's a rolling account for each person. So every month we're going to update it so that everybody's up to par. And then those who did pay fully, I'm going to make sure you get a certificate as well of ownership. So that's where we are on the shareholders as far as the shareholder individual accounts, the capital accounts. So it looks as if we had $19,000 actually in pledges or ownership. So by the end of the year, it should have been 19,000 invested. So that's a good thing. So the total shares is 32, and we might sell 38 more, but I don't know for certain because after I make this announcement, somebody has their phone on. Wait, you can hear you. But after this announcement, we might not make it to 38 more shares because how fast things are moving. So we'll see. So next I'm going to go into the next part of the agenda, which would be the soft launch. And that's an update on what's happened since we first came together. I think we made significant progress and, rehabilitated the store. It was kind of turnkey, but we had to redo the floor. And that was the most cost, the floor. That was almost $1,000 to redo. And somebody else coming in. And if you can put yourself on mute, everybody, if you don't, can hear everything going on behind you. Let me see. Okay. So it's looking really good in the soft launch, and I'm glad we waited. We didn't wait until Juneteenth to just open up. We can get some of the kinks out on our day-to-day activity, and that's the thing that we were saying. And I guess it wasn't emphasized enough, but I think this group is good enough to understand, as far as consciousness, that this is not one of 401k type of investments or mutual funds where you sit back and watch the market fluctuate. it's, you know, it's a co-op, so it's a cooperative, you know, everything, not just money, but cooperating with our resources, our time, because time is money, and I respect everybody's time. And so, of course, I'm putting the most in it because I can to everybody with this. But, you know, I expect, even if you're out of town, just to share stuff that you see that's within the group. And then also don't be embarrassed to say that you own the store, because, you know, of course, nobody wants to say they own something that's not successful, but it's a real big buzz right now. And I'm glad that we did, you know, even though I don't think it's making a lot of money doing the food and the fish, but what it is doing is like kind of paying for promotions and marketing, because we have so many people that are coming to the store now. For instance, for those green tomatoes, man, we got to do it Monday. Probably have to do it every day next week, because so many people are really interested in these green tomatoes, because we the only ones in a whole city that has them other than Will Allen, and he's not cooking them. If you can't find green tomatoes, they could probably be a pick and save, but they won't be organic. And then Whole Foods, I called them up personally, and they said they don't have them, and they're not in season for them. So we've been pretty blessed to have kind of like a little niche that kind of a specialty in a way, where people can come and get some things that the grandma used to make, or things that, you know, that we don't see as often on the market. So it's been pretty cool, soft launch. But I just think that more of the owners could step up. And even if you got a half hour, you know, come through the store. If you want to learn how to garden or farm, you know, it's things you can do every day, you know, growing food. As you see, somebody stole some of our collard greens. They just stole a substantial amount of our collard greens, but not to the point where it's going to affect, you know, our retail, because we have a very strong partner in Will Allen Farms. You know, Will, he has some very good collards and kale and some turnips that are very inexpensive for us. So it's been pretty cool. So I just want to stop there, you know, just to get any input or suggestions, you know, because this is not anything perfect. With what we're doing is kind of an experiment, because we're trying to work together. And this is something that hasn't been done in a long time in our community. And you have a cooperative economic joint venture going on. So I'm going to stop and see if there's any. Hey, I love seeing you, Eric, in the car. I love it. So if anybody has, you know, comments, things that they'd like to say, suggestions, even some criticism, critiques, that's a good time to just talk about it. Suggestions, anything. See, Eric, I'm eating now. I'm eating the grapes, bro. Okay. I'm going to close the floor on that one, and I'm going to come to the next. Okay, the next thing, which would be, we'll look on the little agenda.
There we go.
We talked about staff and assistants. There we go. We have, you know, we've been very blessed to have a few staff members from the state of Wisconsin's program, which I think is a setup for failure, but we actually are trying to empower our people and not enslave them. We have a few people that are working in a program called Transition Milwaukee. And then it used to be W-2, but they transitioned it to some of the nonprofits have, you know, the staffing control, such as Northcott and a few other ones on the south side. A well-known one on the south side. I can't even get the name right now, but UMOS, that's who it is. They staff. So we have a sister that's, you get kicked out the webinar. You got to keep trying, sister. I don't know why she getting kicked out. You got to use a computer or something. I don't know why she get kicked out. But if you do, just come back. So we got a sister who's starting Monday. She's going to be 12 to 4. We started to get more consistent people. Sister Rita has been very consistent. Sister Maya has come in and done a lot of cooking. And also Carolyn and Lewis have been very instrumental in providing.
Yeah, I think I'm buying a lot of food.
Huh?
What up, Mike?
What'd you say, Eric?
Hey, I've been buying a lot of food, man.
Oh yeah, I was coming to you, man. You know, I was coming to you for
Oh,
sure.
hey,
You've been showing
hey,
up.
how you doing? You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear
Hey,
you.
how everybody doing? How you all doing? Bless up.
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay, damn.
Oh, yeah, yeah, you been
Hey,
buying
me and my
food.
brother chilling. He learned about it with me right now.
So at least that our audio is not working, and I think certain
Hey,
people.
mine wasn't, but tell her click on it's a thing say dial in, and there's another button on top of that. I click that. That's where I can hear you.
Okay, I'm gonna tell her that. And dial
Yeah,
in.
I can hear you at first.
I think when Elisa first came in, she had some noise on her line, so I thought you muted her mic.
I didn't mute her.
Oh, okay.
Click on dial in.
Yeah, I apologize, y'all. I just clicked in. I didn't know y'all could hear me.
Yeah, we all still here, so I guess they're gonna see this on the replay.
You see what?
Yeah, but you and sister Patrice, for instance, she comes in, she might, buy stuff because you should, you own it and the money's gonna circulate right back to you.
Yeah,
So that's a
yeah, I
great
love
thing.
it. That's reinvesting.
That's all you're doing. So you got it. But a lot of co-ops, they pay you based on investing. It's called patronage. So the more you invest, the more you get back. We're not doing that because we're really trying to teach that concept to our people, to each other.
All right.
So, and we just gonna keep it simple and we can actually vote on our direction. We can do anything we want to. So that's a good thing. But I'm going to
Okay.
forward. And you did get the capital account, Eric?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay, you got to see how it's going. Okay. Another thing, I'm gonna show you the bank statement because that's important as well. But the EBT, we did get that machine, and we have one of the sisters from the Panther Party, man, came in this morning with an EBT card and just and she was like in heaven. She just was slashing that card. So we're gonna get a lot of EBT payments. I think that'll be once a month. So that's gonna be very interesting to see how long it takes the government to actually give us money that we have coming from these EBT accounts.
Okay.
So that'll be good.
That's cool.
So my daughter Georgia, she don't know what's happening, but she came and said hi. She about to snap me being here with me. But another thing too is that I'm gonna go to the bank statement, and then I'm gonna make the special announcement to keep moving. So today, speaking of bank statements, like I was saying earlier, when we're doing fish, I think the greens, the green tomatoes, the overhead is not a lot. But what it is when we do fish and other meats, that's not really gonna make us a lot of money. What that does, what it does is actually give us some good promotion and marketing. That's really doing that. And like I was saying earlier, that the green tomatoes is for one tomato, we are making a nice amount of money. I think we can do about, for one tomato, we can make about $9 or something like that for one tomato, doing fried green tomatoes. Something like that, about $6 to $9. So that's substantial. But then when you start, buying fish and going to, all these runs we got to do for Save a Lot, for instance, if we run out of batter, that type of thing, it's not been doing anything. So here's the bank account, and I can send that to anybody that wants it. The exact information, what's been deposited, what's been withdrawn. Like today, we deposited $346, and this is from a combination of the green tomatoes and the fruit today. And man, one thing I want to say is that watermelon, I think we need to do that every day. Watermelon, $1 slice watermelon. If I can get some people to come in and help cut that, because I know Andrea likes to do that type of stuff, but cutting these watermelon slices, and we have all the equipment that we need as far as styrofoam and the film, the saran wrap. Man, that watermelon was selling so fast, it's ridiculous today. We sold out of that within the first half hour, pretty much. Everything else, like the fruit, wasn't selling like the watermelon.
That's cool. That's cool.
So that's the cool thing. And off of one watermelon, you probably can make about $10 to $12 net off of one watermelon. And these are also whole organic watermelons, with the seeds still. So we try to keep it organic if we can.
Real watermelons.
That real down south one. And so you can see some of the withdrawals like this Belters, some of the things just to establish ourselves with our supplies we need. And we got to go to the supply store. So Belters is a good store, and they're going to give us an invoice. So now we can start paying every 30 days instead of every time we go in. It allows us to make some money and keep an account with them. And that's a good thing to do, and then it helps the business credit. So you got Eagle Flare, you got some checks that we wrote. You can actually see these checks, what they are. Will Allen is getting a lot of this stuff, or we might repay the radio station for putting up money for us. If, for instance, if I don't have a checkbook, the radio station to pay the rent, for instance. We got a rent cost that came out. Our rent came out for $600, and we still doing pretty well. Still at $1,800, which is pretty good. So everything that we're doing is pretty much spending on supplies or the food that we have to use to yep. So that's it. But if anybody wants that, I could send that to you personally. I can email you that financial information. So as of today, we got $1,800 in the bank, and it's going to grow more as everybody start paying their fees. It's going to grow beyond that. So I'm going to try to limit going into the opening any substantial money that's coming out. But on some good news related to food, one of the brothers who is going to probably work for us a few hours, Brother Dale Muhammad, man, he's one of the growers out here that we worked with last year, and he has a smoker that he's going to donate for us to use. And that smoker, if you see that around the city, that's big money. And we try to make revenue, but that's going to be some nice turkey coming from Oasis every day if we want to do it. So we're going to keep that smoker over there in a warehouse and bring it out, or we're going to chain it down to something if it's too big to try to put it in the warehouse. So that's going to be real good right there. Is that smoker? I'm looking forward. Yeah, smoker grills. We got more of those kerosene. What's those fryers? Because right now we got one fryer thanks to Carolyn and Lewis. So right now we got one fryer, but we're about to have 3 fryers. So that's going to make everything more efficient with the cooking, because that cooking it takes a long time. We got to pay our people that put this work in. And so, like, for instance, today we had some youth come out with us in that hot weather, and they got paid $116 altogether, right? And we still made, a substantial amount of money. We still made altogether, we sold about 180 bags, we made 186 bags. We try to do 200. Well, on the average, we're going to probably do 100 bags a day. So that's going to be, I want to do 200, but I don't think the capacity is there to do that many bags. But we can do about 100 a day, which would be net-wise, it'd be $200 net. So $200 can't be made just strictly selling fruit on the street. And then we'll pay our staff off. So I think we can make, close to $1,000 a week just from fruit. And that's reasonable, because I went out there too. I'm always out there. I'm going to lead by example. If I'm trying to sell y'all on a certain item and say that, hey man, I think this is sell, or this is what I did last year. It's a little different because there's more people involved, but it can be successful. So Brother Duncan has been very instrumental in all this too. So I really appreciate Brother Duncan, because he's not necessarily I would say he's not necessarily an owner, but he's a person that's I see you, young man. He's a person that has partnered with us, and that's cool to have partners go in. We didn't have to pay all $200 out of our account. We only paid like $112, $104 today. He paid $104, so we split it down the middle, and so the risk was spread around. It wasn't just Oasis or Ifama account. So with that said, I'm gonna stop it for any questions or comments, and then I'm gonna make the special announcement. I hope we have enough time to get through that. You gotta go out there with it. So I appreciate you. Let me see. Let me see.
Are we doing anything tomorrow?
Tomorrow, 12 o'clock, Sister Rita had the door open to the store.
I'm free tomorrow.
Okay. Yep, that'll work. It's gonna be pretty hot the next 4 or 5 days.
Yeah, definitely.
I think the watermelon to sell well. People wanted water today too.
Yes.
You might have to even throw water. But watermelon was real big and some fruit. So we're going to see how that goes. We got some cherries. And another thing before I make the announcement too is we're working between now and tomorrow at bringing flowers in because that's a big seller. There's an auction going on in Kentucky and then also cherries if he can bring them back. But Brother Dale has agreed to, he's driving down he's in the agribusiness class. So he's agreed to drive to Kentucky on Sunday night and come back on Tuesday with roses. I'm telling you, we can get roses at a wholesale price from an Amish farm that he's really fond of. They produce a lot of perennials and roses. And you know, we don't have a lot of black-owned flower stores either. So if you see Bongs and Mexicans in our community selling flowers like every day, people be pulling up buying it. So why can't we do that? So that's another thing we're going to add to it and try to expand and also do an east side market. I tried. That's my old stomping grounds. But, man, it's a real desert on the east side of Milwaukee. I'm serious. Like the Black East side, man, it was crazy today. I was seeing people, like, they barely bought fruit. They so used to not having fresh stuff, they ain't even want none. That's how bad it was. They was trying to trade me Revlon lipstick for fruit and stuff. It was like they were stealing lipstick and trying to sell it. Man, I trade you some eyeliner for some fruit. You know, it's crazy. So CYD Park and West Care has reached out to us. They are very interested with Beth Cogs. And so maybe their young people and their staff are going to start a market over there for Oasis Foods. And that'll be cool at CYD Park. But I'm telling you, just to go out in the street, like on King Drive on the center, where you think it's busy and try to sell some fruit, that was tough. It really was. It was people barely, you know, had it like that. And so on the streets of Milwaukee, on Sherman and Capitol, and on 35th and Burleigh, with all that traffic, that 35th and Burleigh was very successful. A lot of people were interested. So somebody asked about the webinar. That's funny. Y'all can see that on the page. So Celeste, she'll see it later on. So go ahead. Okay. So I'm going to
Mike.
Okay, go. Yes.
Are we still going to close the membership, or is that something the members have discussed yet?
No, I'm going to. When I make this announcement, you're going to kind of see why it's probably going to get closed.
Okay.
So I'm going to show y'all something that I've been waiting to show y'all for about a month, even plus. So a backdrop to this situation is I was getting a lot of I thought it was junk mail emails for like 2 years. And this group right here called Inner City, because if it sounds derogatory when you hear something say Inner City Capital Connections, I'm like, man, this is some junk mail. So I would never really look at it. But then one day I just happened to open it up and found out that this group is out of Harvard. So this is Harvard University. They had been trying to reach out to me. Somebody got their music playing or something. But when I first started, they had reached out to me to try to help the company, help IFAMA, and help my Temple Builders, which is my fitness brand, go to another level. And I was like, man, I don't know who is this. So I just happened to look at it and then found out that they, you know, really have came to about 11 cities in the country and have connected all these businesses in the community. But of course, a lot of them are not black businesses. Some of them are, but in Milwaukee, they're not black. So I went to a meeting and we got 10 minutes, cool. So I went to a meeting and they said you got to make about $1.4 million a year or some $2 million a year. And I'm like, what business in the inner city making that type of money? And I showed them how I was making 40,000, and that we got a good thing going on with the IFAMA Co-op and Oasis Food connection. And they actually allowed me to get in this class. It's this class right here. It positions you for long-term success, and it's very successful. So you can see this the information is talking about. It started in 2005, and each company that enrolls in this program have an average 184% growth in their revenue. That's amazing. And then and raise over 1.4 billion. So we're in position actually to raise a substantial amount of money with private equity, but that's a negotiation point. But for me to do it, I had to maintain at least 51% of the company. So in this situation, that's really where we at. With IFAMA being a partnership with the Oasis situation. So you all can consider yourself Oasis, and what I'm doing is considered IFAMA. But IFAMA is driving the whole thing. So for these purposes here, I'm just gonna show them what we're doing and how involved I am, and it's gonna take us to a whole nother level. And it starts July 20th and it ends in November in New York. And so you get a personal coach. They're gonna kind of look at the whole project of what we're doing and give pointers, and also matches up with equity that you can't really get in Milwaukee. You got to go out in other places and get some real capital. So I'm just gonna show y'all this tape right quick, and then we'll end it. But you can get an idea of the excitement around. I've been waiting because I didn't want to share it with everybody initially, because then people like, oh, we about to get paid, and then they gonna jump in and don't have the real, aspirations for the community. They're not gonna be real community-minded people. But everybody who's joined so far, y'all came because y'all believed in not just me, but the whole project. So check it out. Here goes this tape.
I want you guys to get ready for what we have prepared for you today. We are all looking to continue to connect and continue to increase the minority businesses that are in the program to be able to access capital as well as the education that they need to continue to grow.
ICCC is doing amazing work, getting all of you access to information, access to advice, and ultimately access to capital.
What ICCC offers is access. They're exposing you to capital providers who are potentially interested in providing capital. That's really great.
I don't really want to take your money if I don't believe in you as a person. The morals have
Yeah, I know this dude right here. Some of y'all.
Get money with people that I
Kevin
want
Lyles.
to be 4 hours on the golf course with.
If you're going to grow your business, the best place for you to be and to learn what you need to do is to get involved in programs such as this. This afforded me an opportunity to learn more about what I need to do to get credit or position myself to get invested.
Different investors have different appetites, and for every investor, there's probably a company here that would be able to see it.
This venue is a wonderful opportunity to identify and get to know many of those business owners who are all passionate about their businesses. This opportunity is what I needed, because for us, we really need to look at some growth and look at investors to do it and really scale up, because we have a great product, we have a great track record of being in business. Now we need a little bit more infusion of capital to really grow like we want to.
The feedback that we got today from real investors was extremely valuable. But what we really liked is the sessions that ICCC had in the city. Those are very practical lessons that we learned, which is invaluable for a small business owner like me. The companies really get to take it in and learn from university professors, business school professors, other experts, and then they get to come and apply that learning to a day like today, so they actually get to pitch their businesses.
ICCC really gives me the opportunity to understand the building blocks of the business, understand how to look at the business, and then, of course, develop the relationships now if I need capital in the future.
I believe that I can get capital. I just have to know how to do it, and that's what this program's about.
You see businesses that are starting out that have a couple $1 million of revenue, and they're trying to figure out how to perfect their business plan. And then you see folks that have actually gone out and done it, where they've grown their company to several $100 million of revenue.
In 2003, we were $0 company. In 7 years, we grew from 0 to $100 million. I like the program, the way they have put together, encouraging entrepreneurs, giving them coaching, recognizing their growth and success. It's a great novel cause.
I did not know I was going to be the recipient of the award. It's a surprise, but a great honor as well. I participated in the program 2 years ago, and it was very insightful. Because of my experience with ICCC, we were able to potentially secure an order of business, hopefully ranging up to about $1.5 million in sales for next year.
When I learned about ICCC, I jumped at the opportunity. I think it's absolutely phenomenal.
I think everybody can benefit from this, regardless if you're a startup organization or someone that's been in business for 2 decades.
ICCC has opened so many doors for me personally. It's unbelievable.
The experience has just been outstanding.
Yeah. So there you have it. You know what I'm saying? Hey, believe it or not, we in position, you know, unlike a lot of people, it was really competitive, but I'm telling you, every company in this room I was in was making $2 million a year, and we only was making $40,000, and they still picked us. So that's saying something. So we got an opportunity, you know, coming up in July. It's gonna start in Milwaukee, and then it's gonna end in New York. So every week I'm gonna be doing a webinar, you know, to represent what we're doing, and then we negotiate from there. I bring it back to y'all because that's really what I'm trying to do is just expand what we're doing to a major level. And it's looking like we're gonna do that with or without this program. But we have to, and that's why I brought to you all. We're trying to at least get 30 people involved in this farming industry to learn the ins and outs of aquaponics, with growing fish, raising fish in the indoor system, to building up systems such as having greens where it's so much that they can't steal like they did and it hurt you. And so we can expand to that level. With Will Allen being our partner. And we trying to ramp up to where he at. So where we are now, can you imagine where we could be with that type of assistance that that is really getting involved in what we're doing. So I just thank for y'all time. If y'all, it's a few minutes left. If y'all got some comments or something y'all want to ask, I can do it now or just reach out to me one-on-one or whatever. So let me see if I see any faces. I see Eric. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Yeah. I see a few people still here. And so
I'm good on the outcome. I ain't much worried about the income. My girl on me about that, but I just love to see what we doing. So
yeah,
that's me. Yeah, outcome.
My man. Okay. Any other comments? Just a few minutes still. And if not, then we'll be jamming again, every day. Some people, they got off because they says too many notifications. I was like, dang, we ain't really even on there like that, are we?
Yeah, it's popping, but I ain't get many, so I'm good.
Yeah, people like, you can turn your notifications on and just come to the page, but we got some people that's just don't want to work with each other, and that's what we're trying to do with cooperation. Is like, hey, we try to have courtesy. We're not putting just anything on the page. It's really business related things.
Wait, are you saying they got out of it because they got tired of the notifications?
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people. I'm talking about we done had. It was like, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
But
mine.
Yeah.
So now that you explained about the class that you're going to be taking,
yes.
I think I forget which woman because I don't know her voice. She had a question about the shares thing.
Exactly.
With what you just said.
Yeah, but Lisa. Yeah. And so that's what I'm saying. I got to, being that I made that announcement, I would think probably by the time that class starts, we just going to close it off and go fully into it. That's what I'm thinking. July 20th is the class. So I was, we could close it off in the next month. Whoever joins, they join, and whoever don't, they can be members because a member can actually get $50 a year and they can be members and get the discounts and be involved. So we can still do that. But we just.
So what about, is it an option to maybe leave the shares, I guess close it off at the people that's in it right now, if they remain.
Right.
And then the shares left, that's just let the existing people continue to buy.
Exactly. Now that sounds good. So we'll bring it to the table. So we'll leave on that note too.